Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria.
And I'm Rosetta. And hi, everyone. Thank you again for joining us for another one of our weekly chats. So excited to get this chat going this week with a lot to discuss. But before we get going, you know the drill. I'm going to ask you, please hit that like button to show us that you've watched our video and you like it. And we would hope that you can subscribe to our channel below this video and hit the bell notification. There you go. That just means that you'll be first to be notified when you can watch our chats. All right, we are Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea, and we're going to be talking about the teas that we're drinking. And today I'm drinking Organic India, and it's Tulsi Sweet Rose. There you go, Sweet Rose. This is the one.
One of my favorites.
Well, this is what you gave me, dear. The one
Yeah.
you gave me. And we love it because we had tried it many years ago and we love it. It's Tulsi Sweet Rose by Organic India, stress relieving and magical, absolutely magical. And the ingredients are organic Egyptian rose flavor. What else is there? My gosh, I can barely read it. Tulsi blend, chamomile, lemon myrtle organic rose stevia leaf. Oh, nice. So they put stevia leaf in there. So that's what it is, and we love it. And I've had it seeping here for a little bit. It smells amazing. So cheers, everyone. Cheers, Gloria. And
cheers, my dear.
Over to you. Wait, your tea.
Yes. And I am doing the honey lemon ginseng tea. Let's see if I can get it to come into focus.
There you go. First Street honey lemon ginseng. We can see it.
Yes.
A little bit. That's okay.
I love ginseng because it gives you energy. I love lemon, as you know, and honey gives it a little natural taste. So the ingredients in this wonderful tea is green tea, elderberry root, licorice, one of my girls, Rosetta's favorite, roasted chicory, ginger, orange blossom, dried honey, and Asian ginseng. Yum. One of my favorite lemon teas. So once again, cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, I love it. So, as you all know, we are Ellen girls, and Ellen always reminds us to be kind to one another and to listen to one another. She's ending season 19, so she's going to be off doing new things because I know she's not going to sit at home and retire. I also, last Wednesday, I was so excited that I forgot to share that it was my mom's 86th birthday. So happy belated birthday, Mommy.
Happy belated birthday. Wow.
Yes. 86. I mean, she's chunking on up there. So I wanted to also let everyone know that Rosetta and I continue to keep the country Ukraine in our thoughts and prayers. We hope that the clarity and the love that is missing during that whole altercation will come to light. I had recently heard, Rosetta, and I was a little surprised that there are lots of times where things are just not.
Got some bells and whistles going on.
How do you say there? Yes, I had to catch the bells and whistles. What it is the people of Russia are being told that all of what we're seeing is a lie. It is not the truth. And that's the hard part, is because if you don't believe something, you know, as you and I both know, we've got tons and tons of people walking around here who don't believe January 6th. You know, they're like, oh, it's just a typical day. And we're all going, no, it wasn't. Oh my God, it was a horrible day. So it has to do with, you know, visions and insight of what one sees. So our prayer is for clarity, because we think you're going to need clarity in order to fix this.
Exactly. I agree. We need clarity is like in order to really get people to see what was really happening, they do need clarity. So
Yes.
that's great. I like that.
Cool. So yesterday, Ellen spent the day with ex-First Lady Michelle Obama. Oh my God, what a great show. Michelle was talking to her about the work that her and President Obama are doing in Chicago. They are both from Chicago, and they could have put their, I think the official name for it is the President Obama Center. And what they decided is Michelle grew, up in Chicago in this particular area where they're going to put the center.
Oh, nice.
President Obama did a lot of his initial work
Yes.
there. And so this is where they're going to build it. They broke ground, and they want to infuse this community, which is predominantly people of color, with real money, billions of dollars. And instead of taking some rich person and saying, like if they were to say, we're going to do the whoopee room, they're actually finding individuals within the community that went through some difficult times. A young lady, there's a whole area going to be dedicated to her. She was a brilliant young lady student, and she got shot. Just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time, doing nothing wrong, honor roll student. And I think that's beautiful, to honor the people of the community instead of putting some other big name person on a plaque.
Oh, exactly. I truly believe that. And that really goes hand in hand with things that Ellen does, right? Because she always
Yes,
highlights everyday heroes that we have not even heard of. So I love this idea. And I love the fact
yes,
they're doing in Chicago. So that means it's come full circle because I
exactly.
loved the book. I didn't know much about, the Obama's upbringing and Michelle's upbringing. But after I read the book Becoming, I'm like understanding why she's so connected with Chicago. She grew up there, her family were there, and then she met
Yeah,
President
Barack.
Obama there. So I'm really
Yeah,
glad that they decided to do it there. It's come full circle. I love it.
yeah. And the center, it's going to be a community center. It's going to be a music center. It's going to be a place for the community to come and be together. And let me tell you something. I know she won't do it. If Michelle Obama was to say, I am putting my hat in to be president of the United States, I don't know anyone who wouldn't vote for her.
Well, a lot of people would vote for her, and there's going to be people that won't, but the majority of people will. And you're right, she will never, after what she's experienced in the White House. I mean, it was all fine and dandy. She was first lady, and she liked that. She thought it was
Right,
great, and she did a lot
right,
of positive things to influence the younger generation, which I loved. But
right.
she's already mentioned on more than one occasion she would never run for
Yeah,
president. And I don't
yeah,
blame her. It's a
yeah,
tough job, tough.
yeah. And Ellen's audience was just filled with all diversity of humans, and everyone was just standing and applauding her.
Well, she's done so much and she still keeps doing more, and I don't think she needs to be president to show how much she does.
Yep, I agree. I agree. Last night was the finale of Blackish. Blackish was a little sitcom show that came on. Some people refer to it as the latest version of the Cosby Show, because it was showing regular Black people, Anthony Anderson and um, I can't believe I
Tracy.
just forgot Tracy Ellis Ross. Their characters, one is like from Compton and one was from another part of LA, but they weren't from the affluent Hollywood. And for them to grow and to experience greatness, she's a doctor, he works for a marketing firm, and how they built their family and not only had children, they also, because the kids when the show started were tiny, and now they're full adults with, I mean, even the baby boy has a full mustache. So they have grown a lot through this. And so they actually did like cameos where they would talk about, one of the big things, and I don't want to ruin it for anyone, is it's like they did the kind of the Jeffersons themes from back in the day. They finally reached the top of the hill and everything's really good. And at a certain point, they're like, you know what? We are going, we've lived the high life. Now let's live the life within our community. Let's go and live in a nice affluent area, but one that's more diversified. So it was a really, really good farewell show. They did a little show after, and they talked about some of the things like, what are you going to take? Whenever they shut down a show, people always say, what memorabilia are you going to take? And it was just, like Tracy Ellis Ross wanted some ketchup bottles. I mean, because they just meant so much to her through the years on the show. So we wish you all in your individual ways continued success. Blackish launched Grownish and Mixed It. So there are still flavors of the show around. I know Grownish is coming back. I don't know if Mix It will be back this season or not, but they're already showing previews of Grownish, so it's not going anywhere.
Okay. Well, I never watched any of that show, so I have no clue. So I'm glad you gave a little update and what it was about, because I had no clue what it was about.
Yes, it's a good show. It really is. So, Rosetta and I were always talking about the Royals, how they're doing, where they're going, what's going on, all that good stuff. So, as you know, Prince Harry has a passion. After he did a few terms of service in the Queen's, armed forces, I think because he got to see what happens to veterans when they are disabled due to their service, and he created the Invictus Games. And he and Meghan and the kids, on the way to the Netherlands where the event is, they actually had the opportunity to go by and sneak in and see the Queen. So it's our understanding that the Queen got to meet her namesake, Lilibet. What do you think?
Oh, here's what I think. I think that because they were at the Invictus Games, they had a moral obligation to go and visit the Queen. It would be scandalous if they didn't. People would be talking, oh, he didn't go and visit the Queen. He was in the UK. And so
yeah,
I think that they did it out of duty and what people might say, but I don't think that had it been an option, would they have wanted to do that? But
I don't know.
But I know that I don't know. I haven't really heard too much about what the Queen thought of her new granddaughter, but hopefully,
Right.
I don't know. I really don't know. Does she have a change of heart? What is her opinions? And I just don't know, because I feel a little bit upset with the Queen because of the things that she's done to Meghan and Harry, and I'm not too fond of her right now. So,
Right.
so to put it this way, great that she saw her granddaughter, and I'm glad that they did come back to the UK, and I'm glad that Harry is still keeping up with the Invictus Games, because that's really,
Yes.
really what people are looking forward to, and I love it. It's a really good cause.
Yeah. I know he actually, when people would question him, now that you're no longer a royal and are you going to keep up the games? And he's like, absolutely. And I understand also how you feel, because on one hand, the Queen, allowed the firm to treat Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan the way they did about the pregnancy and little Archie and all of that. And yet she's allowing her son, who they had to pay off, the victim, to, escort her places. So it's, it's just, I don't know.
And the
I
fact
think
that,
she's missing a great opportunity.
yeah,
And
well, I don't even think she even had the firm do things, but she did things herself. Like I have to keep pointing out again, I'm going to talk about this, how she removed their
right,
picture during the Christmas speech that she does every year. So that was one thing
right.
that broke the camel's back. That's why they went packing to the US.
Yeah, I agree. And I love the fact that you keep reminding us that this is not just a little thing that's going on. This is, this is being done with intention. So sorry, Queen, that's not very nice. So let's talk a little bit about there's something going on in New Jersey. There is a cancer cluster. So Rosetta, you want to share what you were able to find out?
Yeah, so I just found this out today, and it's being called the Cancer Cluster Mystery because it is a mystery. It is actually centered in a town in New Jersey, and it is well, how this came about was that it was discovered by a young man, and he discovered more than, I get all the facts straight here, but it was shocking to me, more than 100 former students from this high school, and I put the name down here. The high school is called, where is it called? Colonia High School in New Jersey. He found out that over 100 former students and teachers in that New Jersey high school all had been diagnosed with this rare brain tumor over the last 30
Wow.
years. Yeah, and the young man got brain cancer. His wife got the brain tumor, and also her sister got the brain tumor as well. And yeah, it's called Colonia
Wow.
High School here. I see it here, and it's a very rare. And it says that these were all students that graduated between 1989 and 1995, and 104 faculty and students came forward on a Facebook post because this man wanted to find
Hmm.
out who else, because he thought it was really weird that his wife and her sister both had the same rare cancer. It was not cancer, but it's a tumor. And he wanted to reach out
Right.
and see if anyone else from that school, because they all went to the same school, him, his wife, and her sister, and he
Wow.
wanted to find out who else, just by chance, if anyone would read this post, would come forward and say this. And through that post, over 144 faculty and students came forward, and the township is now, actually, they said that over half of them being cancerous. So these rare brain tumors, over half are cancerous. And they said the township is contracting an environmental engineering firm to test for radiation near the building. So they don't really know. They're just doing all their research now. And they said that the New Jersey Health Department is seeing if there's any environmental exposure or concerns that are present at this site. So there's no conclusion yet, but they're initially thinking it could be maybe something to do about the grounds or nearby radiation or some kind of environmental exposure. And the reason why I was really drawn to this story is because even before they said that, I said, I know it has to do with something in the environment, because how
Right.
can 104, or in the school, I don't know how often it was updated, or in the school or around the school, there has to be some kind of radiation, electromagnetic fields or frequencies or something happening there, because all too often lately we found out that kids under the age of 40, the number one thing that a lot of them are coming up with is brain tumors. And that's from radio. These are from radiation, EMFs, electromagnetic
Right.
frequencies. And what do all these kids have in common nowadays is that they're all on their cell phones, on their laptops, on some mobile device. It's wireless technology. But back then, obviously, in the 80s, they didn't have wireless technology, but there was radiation. There could still be radiation emitted from somewhere. And a lot of times you notice that back in the days, they used to have like electrical pylons. They're called electrical poles or wires and things that could be emitting bad frequencies and radiation. So I'm going to do some more research on this because this is really, really this is something that I'm really interested in to find out, because I've always said that it's important that we can figure a way how to protect ourselves from these harmful radiations.
Wow. Now, in your initial assessment, it sounds like this is, they think that they got this from back in the 80s. They don't think that this is a current breakout of anything today.
Well, they're saying that the 104 faculty and students, or the students, they actually graduate who contracted this rare brain cancer. They contracted it. They all graduated between 1989 and 1995. So it was those years that they were at the school that something happened and it affected them long term.
Wow.
So that's really
Wow.
something
Well,
amazing.
this, uh-huh.
I was just saying, sorry
One
everyone,
of the things,
technology a bit slow, a bit lagging. I was just saying that this is
yes,
something that we all need to be, a bit more conscious of.
yes. And I was saying the reason we're stepping on top of each other is because we're excited. I wear this beautiful jewelry, which helps to protect me from those, external rays like that. And I think that Rosetta, maybe one future upcoming chat, we'll spend a little time talking more about different things and tools that you can purchase and use for yourself to protect yourself. Because sad to say, a lot of the businesses in the world today, it is more important for them to make money than for them to do things to improve the quality of lives of people. That's kind of been set aside.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. And if you've heard about this story or know anything, please comment below because I'd like to know some more. We would love to keep that conversation going.
Absolutely. Well, Sunday and Monday night, it was all about American Idol, all about American Idol.
Yeah.
I love, at one point, I think it was Luke who said, "This is the finale." He goes, "This is as good as it gets," because the kids are listening to the coaches and they're actually reflecting back what they have told them to do. So before I get on to my little, I just have a little bit of a snippet of who I like. How about you, Rosetta?
Yeah, so you're right. Lou did say that, and he said that to one of the contestants, and I don't remember which one it was, but he did say that. So, have you noticed? This is my thing. When they did the showstopper episodes in Hawaii, they were real showstoppers. They were really, really good. They brought it,
Yeah,
all of them.
yeah.
I've noticed that after that episode, now they're doing just regular, like elimination rounds. I don't think they're doing as well as they did for the showstoppers. They're not bringing it all. And I was quite
Yeah,
disappointed with
and I don't, yeah, I agree.
yeah. So I really liked three people, and I mentioned that last week was Cameron Whitcomb. He's the guy that was a little bit hyper and did the backflips. And I was very, very pleasantly surprised this week because he actually took BB Rex's
The mic,
the
yeah.
mic. He took her advice, and I don't know. He did it a week. A week later, he took her advice and he held on to the mic. But as the judges said, he only did that for one verse and a chorus, and then after that, he started doing his thing. But I thought he doing that, it calmed him down, and he was. I would have loved to see that the whole way through. He was amazing. He really was. So he still stayed the same. There was Qatar. I forget how to pronounce her name, Katara Love. She was the one that
Yes,
sung the Shaka, one of the songs. I forget which song it was
yes,
in the Showstoppers, but she was amazing, and I didn't think it was as good this season. This not this season, this episode around. I don't think it was that good.
right.
And then the other guy, Tristan Gresset. with the longish hair and the mustache. He was amazing during the Showstoppers. And this Saturday, I think he was on, no, he was on, was he? No, he was on Sunday's show. I didn't think he was that good. I thought
Yeah.
he was better in Hawaii. And so it just I don't really understand. I guess because they call it a showstopper, you can go all out. But I think every show should be a showstopper. Don't
Yes.
you think?
I agree. I agree. Because there's, you can be just like in life, you can be on it on Monday and do another show on Tuesday and be off and then be back on Wednesday. However, it's almost like they told them to hold back, because I agree. It's not like they're doing, their best. I had shared with you, I loved Christian Gardino, and he did John Lennon's Imagine.
Yeah.
And I mean, you could just see the joy in him and his performance. And Fritz did a really good job. I was surprised. But other than that, like you said, Cameron, he stood there and he sang the song. And I like how Lionel said to him, for the first segment, you did really good.
The first verse.
Which he's letting him know you stood there, and then you got the first verse, and then you got kind of, amped up, and then you didn't do it. So he said, then the second, he goes, the next time, try doing 2 verses.
Yes. Yes.
And keep adding until you can do the whole song. So, I mean, there were things like that I thought was very, very interesting, but I agree. It wasn't the same as they had done before, previous.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so they got their top 20, and then next Sunday, I can't remember. Do you know how many they go down to?
I'm not sure if they eliminate 2 or 1. I don't recall on that.
Well, we'll keep an eye on it for you, and we'll let you know what we see and what we find out.
Yes, and I quickly wanted to say about American Idol was Kennedy Anderson. She was the girl that was really good. She got the platinum ticket, and she was the one that withdrew from American Idol,
Yes.
saying that it was for personal reasons. But I did some digging into this this whole situation, and
Okay.
it's not confirmed, but they're thinking that she pulled out because she was recruited by a record company due to a comment that Katie had said during her audition. She said that she sees her as the really good as the in the finales or something, or
Right.
as American Idol winner or something. I forget what it was, but from that they're thinking that a record label had approached her and offered her something. And they said that before she gets in too deep in this American Idol season, you can back out without having to have any repercussions. So before she gets, what is it when they're on the roll and then they get taken over by they have their own recording.
Right. They have their own producers, and they have their own my brain is saying coach. It's not a coach, but it's their sponsor, but there's another word for that.
Mentor or something.
Yeah. Because that person, once they get to that level, and then I think they have to sign some form of a contract.
Yeah, so they're thinking, and we're thinking, we're not 100% sure, that she was given some advice. Pull out now so that you don't get sucked in, and then you won't be able to leave when you get too deep, because whoever approached her knew that she was going to get into the finale, and they wanted her to leave before that so she could, go with this record company. But we don't know yet. But when I hear more, I will let you know for sure. But that's the speculation.
Cool. Well, much continued success to her, and much continued success to all of the remaining, individuals.
Yep.
We know it will change your life. For me, Sunday with 3 hours, I was like, oh my God. And how they kept weaning in the professionals the ones that had come and won or placed in previous competitions were able to sing. So a lot of music. I was like 3 hours, but then it went by fast.
Yes.
So today is April 20th. And I don't know if you remember, Rosetta, but April 20th, they used to do in Golden Gate Park, which they renamed to Williams Meadow after Robin Williams passed. They do the one of those big smoke out things,
Yes, yes, I heard about that. Yeah.
with the marijuana. Today, yeah, today's the day. And like in the past, they used to um, they would have vendors. Well, this year, I understand they're doing food trucks, and they still are going to do entertainment. So I'm sure that we'll hear more about how it went. Are people masking up? Are people out enjoying the fresh air? So next week, once we know a little more, we'll share a little more. And if you know anything about, I was up in the area one year for a wedding. And I tell you, the whole atmosphere up there was just like wafting with people. People were everywhere. So if you've ever participated, no judgment, or you're going to go, or you know someone who's going to go, or someone who went, please comment below and let us know what you think.
Yeah, it's always a really big an event, and I think it's a fun event for everyone that attends.
Yes, I agree. So here in Northern California, last weekend, the sky was just dark. And we're like, what is going on? The Home Depot in Almaden Valley burnt down to the ground. So there were people inside the store. Luckily, there were no loss of lives. Everybody got out, but they couldn't figure out what was going on because it was like there was a little spark, and then they said it was just dark black smoke. Well, we are now hearing from the news that this was all a situation gone bad. A person was attempting to steal some tools. So they lit a little fire as a distraction
Oh
on
my,
one side so that they could sneak away. And then it wherever they lit it, they must not have realized that that material was very flammable. And that little incident burnt the entire store down to the ground.
my goodness. That some people really, you don't
I know.
think that any fire you set is, you really think that the fire they set is just going to be contained to that one little area. No, fires
Yeah.
spread. That's what they're
No,
supposed to do, right? And especially
exactly.
inside Home Depot, there's all these like really highly flammable things like paint. What else do they have? Like butane gas and stuff like
Oh,
that?
yes. Oh, yes. And for the whole store to burn to the ground. And this wasn't like a little, 1,200 square feet. This was a big Home Depot. Big.
Yeah, and it's really good and fortunate that no one died from this
Yes.
because yeah, everyone got out safe. And I think there's nearby to that Home Depot, there's a veterinarian or something,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think,
Not
and they
too.
actually saw and felt the smoke and everything, and they had to evacuate from their facility as well.
Yeah. Across the street is the Westville, which we all used to know it as Oak Ridge Mall. Now it's Westville Shopping Center. So, that whole area was just, blanketed in deep, dark smoke. I'm grateful that it wasn't when we're doing our event, which is in that particular area. So that was also very, very interesting because we're going to do another event for Mother's Day this year.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. It's called Mother's Day Self-Love and Pampering Half-Day Retreat in San Jose. We'll put the link
Yes,
below if you'd like to join. Great gift for mother.
yes,
And if you're a mother, you're well, it's well deserving. So why don't you consider joining? It's going to be a fun event. We're going to have organic mini facials. Gloria is going to show everyone, lead the way on how to wear her mineral makeups. You're going to have massages, foot, neck, shoulder massages, healthy lunch. Going to do healthy
yes,
interchangeable jewelry,
yeah.
Reiki, Reiki circle, yoga, meditation, lots of dancing, a lot of fun, and much
Lots of
more.
dancing.
Yes, so much more. And it's for you mothers because it's celebrating Mother's Day. So we'll put the link below. So
Absolutely.
if you'd like to join, and this is San Jose, California.
Yes. We would love to see you if your schedule permits.
Oh, and I forgot the date. It's April
Oh,
the 30th on Saturday, 10 to 3
yeah.
p.m.
Yes. That's wonderful. So we are still perplexed, Rosetta and I, because gun violence is still increasing all around us. And, myself, I sometimes think that some of it is related to mental illness because, my husband's always saying, he goes, back in the day, if we had a disagreement or an altercation, we used our fists. And, because most of the times you'd box it out, he goes, and within 2 weeks, you were like buddies again. And what is it that's shifted to where now people feel more comfortable? You cut me off in traffic, I'm going to go home, get my gun, and come back and shoot you. Or I'm going to run you off the road into a ditch. I'm going to do all these negative things. So here in California, where we live, there has already, and this is April 20th, okay, fourth month of the year, there has already been 70 shootings. 70 shootings. And some of the shootings, unfortunately, are these ghost guns that have no information. So there's no serial number. These things are created, they're untraceable. So if a person uses it and just drops it, other than a fingerprint, the police don't have a whole lot of information to go against. And that is just really, really difficult to stop people from, acting out badly. I know that also in just the last 3 weeks, 34 shootings, just the last 3 weeks. So this is not something that's just, going to disappear. And I know President Biden is working on legal assessments of these ghost guns to figure out what to do, because people need to, it's like my adage, okay, if you run a red light and you get a $10 ticket, well, you might run it again, it's only $10. But if you run a red light and it's $1,000, I guarantee you're going to slow your roll and not necessarily run that red light if you can stop. So I'm sure that's what President Biden is looking into. And I know a lot of the governors and mayors of the states, that and the infrastructure should be your top priority, not how many clicks and likes you're getting on Twitter, because we could care less. And I hope that we, the people of the United States of America, show up and vote and show these people you cannot hold us hostage, because that's what they're doing now.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. We talk about this, and last week I did mention about the young little girl that was killed in Oakland as well. And
Yeah,
there's a lot of shootings in Oakland just for no reason, just shooting like innocent people that are around town in Oakland. And what's really weird is that we don't have in England, in the UK, we don't have any of this. There's no crime with guns because they're not allowed to carry
right,
armed what guns around, right? And we've
right,
noticed that the countries that have the most incidents of shooting are the countries that people are allowed to carry guns. And I don't see why. I know that this all stemmed from way back when, able to bear arms and allowing people to do that, but it wasn't until I would say in the last 20 years that gun violence has become more prevalent, and more of these mass shootings are occurring. Not just
right.
these one-off, but mass shootings. And I don't know, where do we just stop, like other countries that don't have any of these incidents, stop allowing people to carry guns? Because I think what half the time the people, you know, these incidents happen a lot of times with people who have guns. Have you
Right,
noticed that? Like in their
right.
homes and things. Have you heard of, like in America, we have a lot of people that their kids get hold of the guns and shoot someone, or they get injured, and they say it's okay if you learn how to shoot a gun, it's very safe in the house. But a lot of times you hear
Yeah,
that these accidents happen at home.
yeah. there's also there are a couple of things that you brought up. Number one, I know people who are teaching their children how to shoot a gun at the age of 10 and proud of it. And it's like, would you just stop for a minute and think to yourself, would you prefer to live in an environment where everybody has a gun and everybody can shoot everybody? Or would you like to live in a land and a world of peace? Because like you said, I remember when I traveled to Singapore, that was the big thing. There were two things that they said. Well, there were big things, there was like, don't chew gum or smoke cigarettes, because if you throw anything on the ground, that's $1,000 fine. The streets were clean and beautiful. I love that. And then they were all about, if you're caught in your possession with a gun, you will go to jail. If you hurt a woman, you will go to jail. So I felt very safe getting on their little rapid transit systems to go around and to go shopping. I mean, I had a great time because I knew I didn't have to worry about someone doing something bad to me because I was in a community that was safe. Now, America is supposed to be the greatest country in the world. Would you feel safe right now going out and getting on a BART train at 10 p.m. at night by yourself?
No, this is, and to your point, the America is so great. People say, oh, it's the land of the free, the land of the free. But look where the land of the free has gotten us.
Yeah, yeah, completely out of control. And I believe in my heart, a lot of the things that are going on, the negativity and the badness, it's like somebody's whispering in someone's ear, you can do it, you can do it. And then they do it and they get away with it. And then they tell someone else you can do it. And it just proliferates and it just continues to, to just magnify. And I'm sorry, I believe that they have to stop because, every time I have the blessing to be with a baby, that innocence and the purity in their little face. One of my neighbors, her baby is learning how to walk. And I mean, she is just so cute. She wants to push her own little stroller because she's a big girl now. And I mean, we're just thinking, how do you get your baby to want to be open and expressive and learn and live, and yet protect your child too? Because there's so many crazies who believe they can do whatever they want.
Exactly. Just like the subway shooting last week in Brooklyn.
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
know. I just feel that we should just in my opinion, we should just do away with guns. That's what I'm thinking.
Yes. Especially repeat guns, because oh, I'm going hunting. Really? You're going to hit a deer with an AK? What are you going to have left? Nothing. Nothing.
Yeah.
You can't cook that up and serve it. And
Right.
I think it's also interesting that Rosetta and I were always talking about our environment and taking care of protecting and nurturing, Mother Earth. And they were saying how more and more companies are starting to come out with like vegetarian hot dogs and, vegetarian burgers. And now they're stepping it up even more, with vegetables that taste like beef and chicken and pork. So that, because apparently the meat components that we all eat and love is causing, the environment to also have problems. So, we're always looking into it. And if you know of websites or links or anything that we can share with our community on how to, just nurture and how to be in a more creative and nurturing way, please put the links down below. We would love to check them out. Rosetta loves research. She loves
Yeah,
it.
we love finding out new ways to and practical solutions to all this that's going on in the world. But
Yeah,
gun violence is this is going to be an ongoing topic. So it'll never be the end of it. We'll always hear news stories about someone shot someone, mass shooting here, there. And we'll keep abreast of this because something has to be done.
absolutely. We are so proud of the shareholders of Twitter. They told Elon Musk, no, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye
Take
bye,
your
Elon.
take your $43 billion and go away. Um, I thought it was very interesting that he not only did he put the offer in, but the SEC, there are regulatory things that you have to do prior to doing what he did. And he just put it out on social media like, I don't have to worry about the SEC. So I'm sure this is going to result in him getting in trouble again. He's always in trouble. There's a rumor going around that he's couch surfing, that he's not, he had 11 properties in LA and he sold them all. So my
Wow.
thing is, where's your wife? Where's your kids?
Yeah, where are they living?
Yeah, do you not care about nobody but yourself? I mean, why are you doing that? I mean, can you imagine, Rosetta, what it must feel like to wake up and know that you could eradicate homelessness and hunger from the world? Just you, Mr. $265 billion. He is the richest person in the world.
You can at least start doing something that will be the catalyst to eradicating all that and helping a lot of people that need the help.
And you can't get a place to stay? You're going to sleep on your friend's couch?
Yeah. I don't
So
know. That doesn't sound right to me.
yeah, so we're going to do a little bit more checking into it because Kelly Ripa on the Kelly and Ryan show this morning had a document and she was reading it and she was talking about, you know, he's couch surfacing is the term that they use. And Ryan's like, what does that mean? And she goes, you just, you know, you bounce from place to place, from one person's house to another. So I would hope that if you've got that kind of money and if you want to be a good dad, don't you want to see your kids every day?
I know. So that doesn't make sense to me. Why would he be couch surfing if he has a wife and kid and a child? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So we're sure that there's more to this and we'll check it out and we'll share that with you next week. So our final topic is, of course, COVID. And there's some disconnects. And what I mean by that is that the CDC came out and they said, you know, the regular individual, you know, you can now take your mask off indoor in a restaurant. However, public transportation, we want you to keep your mask on. So if you're on a bus, a plane, or a train, keep your mask on. So a federal judge in Florida says, nah, and we're going to repeal that particular, you know, law / recommendation. So now the White House is going to have to get involved because, you know, people are, you know, they're just concerned. It's like, do I, don't I? You know, my philosophy is if I know you and I know you're good, I'm good. If I don't know you, especially if you're coughing, and I know it's allergy season, so it could be an allergy cough, I don't know, I wear my mask.
Exactly. If I don't know you, I'm going to wear my mask. If I'm with you long periods of time, you know, you go out and you meet people, and sometimes I don't like to really be around a ton of people that I don't really know for long
Right.
periods of time. But now they say that no, you know, this mask mandate has been overturned. I'm still going to be wearing my mask when I travel in the airports, and
Yes.
we'll see how it goes. I mean, I guess, I don't know, maybe they should have waited till really summertime because the CDC had extended it till May, and
Right.
this federal judge decided to end it now. So why not wait? We've had it on for so long that what does one more month matter, right? It doesn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't. And that one more month is less than 2 weeks away.
Yeah.
So we're not talking, you know, a long time. And I understand the concern. I have been doing a little part-time job, and there was a young girl who's pregnant. And because she's pregnant and, you know, her immune system, we just took extra precaution, and anybody that came anywhere near her wore a mask. You know, it's just common courtesy. And for some reason, courtesy has been pushed to the side. I mean, what made that judge wake up and say, you know what, I don't care what the CDC says. Yes, they're scientists. I don't care. I'm going to put my own, And I'm going to put my own notice out there, and I'm going to hit my little gavelet and say, and that's the way it is. I keep telling people it's going to be very, very interesting if all of a sudden, all of this bad behavior comes back on them. Because I believe in karma. I really, really do. I really do. And I believe sometimes bad action gets what you put out, you get back.
Well, where is she a judge? What state is she a judge in?
Florida.
Exactly. There you go. Need I say more?
No, you do not have to say more. It is Florida. I love it. So as always, it has been a wonderful, wonderful opportunity getting to spend some time with you all. Ellen always reminds us that she feels the love for us to take it and to share it out in the world. We always try and do that.
Yes, we do.
Try and keep you all attuned to love, to focus your attention on love and respect and kindness and gratitude. This bad behavior and acting out, it's just not working for the world. So how about we all flip the switch and do something better?
Exactly. I totally 100% agree. And we always talk about this. And we know kindness is so important, and so is love. Love and kindness is so important.
Yes.
Well, I've had a great chat this week. Thank you everyone for tuning in and your support. And remember that we want you to hit that thumb icon, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell notification if you want to not miss any of our chats. And we are Silicon Valley Girls that chat over tea. And remember to always keep smiling.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Take care, everyone. Bye.